What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 19 in my 14th annual 31 Days of Horror series, in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to Halloween. And continuing along with day number 19 here, I decided to go with another film that I had never seen before, one that's been sitting on the shelf for a few years that I still had sealed, and that movie is Nightmare Sisters from the year 1988. Of course, this is a Vinegar Syndrome release here. The back of the case says 1987, but IMDb classifies it as 1988, so that's what I'm going with. But yeah, I did not pick up this when it came out, so I'm missing the slipcover, but all good, I don't really care. So yeah, Nightmare Sisters, directed by David Ducatu, who's done a bunch of stuff. I think the movie that comes to mind is Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-orama, but dude's done a bunch of movies. And it stars three Scream Queens, Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer, and Brink Stevens. Linnea probably the most known of the three. I mean, she's been in so many movies. Famously Return of the Living Dead, as well as Silent Night, Deadly Night, Night of the Demons, the list goes on and on. Actually, Sorority Babes in the Slime Bowl-orama as well. And yeah, this movie opens up with a fortune teller who is helping this woman with her cheating husband, and he essentially goes too close to the void or whatever, and his crystal ball is later purchased by one of the sorority chicks at a yard sale or a flea market or something, and they go back to their sorority house. The three actresses that I mentioned, Linnea Quigley, Michelle Bauer, and Brink Stevens, they play nerdy, like dorky girls who are trying to get some boyfriends and meet some dudes. Linnea's character knows of this nerdy dude who she invites over. He gets his two buddies to come over, but the frat house that they're in, the three leaders of that are not with these newbies going over and kicking it with some ladies of a sorority house, so they sort of put the kibosh on that. But they sneak out anyway. They go over and hanging out, talking to the girls, bored. I think they play some Twister, and they decide to have a seance. And when they have this seance, the fortune teller from earlier in the movie shows up in the crystal ball and basically transforms our three sorority babes into super sexy succubi. So it is like a succubus film. And they are pretty much like topless throughout the rest of the movie. Yeah, they're pretty naked. And the other frat house guys, like the leaders, end up showing up, spying on them and stuff like that. And that's basically the plot. Honestly, not anything super crazy with the plot. It's pretty cheesy and stupid, but it's a fun movie. It's definitely holds your attention. The pace is good. Like I said, you get tons of nudity, and you get a lot of shenanigans and silly 80s moments. There's actually a scene where like all three of them jump in this like bathtub, taking a bubble bath with barely any bubbles. But earlier they mentioned having the three guys join them, and they're like, how will we fit? And they're like, we'll squeeze in or whatever. And then you see the actual scene where they're in the bathtub, and you're like, dude, they barely fit in there. There's no way 6 people was fitting in that bathtub. But yeah, they're, having bubble baths and throwing whipped cream on themselves and stuff. It's just, it's very nudity heavy. The film itself actually has, or this disc itself actually has 2 cuts. There is a TV cut that's also included, which I did not watch, but apparently, obviously all the nudity is going to be cut out of that. Apparently years later, after this movie was made, they got the 3 of the Scream Queens back to reshoot some scenes fully clothed to sort of pad out the movie a bit with, without the nudity, because there's so much nudity in here, which is very interesting that they did that. I would be curious to actually check out the TV cut next time I watch this, but yeah, overall, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. It's, super 80s, which I love. And yeah, I never actually gave this one a shot before, but I'm glad I finally checked it out. So with that said, I give it a 7 out of 10. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Peace.